Hey ladies and gentlemen, Casual Crono here. In this video we are going to tackle the final chapter of the Final Fantasy IX Another Eden crossover, Memories of Another Sky. Chapter 4, A Tale of the Planet and Time. It is fairly late Saturday night. I got a good nap in earlier, so I am going to be playing into the wee hours of the morning. I got my Mountain Dew, not product placement, I just like Mountain Dew a lot. Hold on, I hope this doesn't blow the speaker. Alright. There we go. Got a difficulty, master difficulty. We are doing this with the Verdanta-led water team. It is the same as Chapter 3. I don't think I've changed anything. Might have gained a level with a character or two, just because I've been leveling them. But if you want to see details, feel free to watch the Chapter 3 video. I go over the gear and Grasta and everything at the start of the video. It looks like Chapter 4, being the final chapter, looks like it might be long, and let's face it, my videos last long anyway. So I don't really want to spend... Or I figure I can save some time by saying, hey, watch Chapter 3's video for the details. But I just kind of scrolled through it for you. And I think that's about it. Let's just get right into it, shall we? So we want to go to Records, Story, wait for the connecting, Symphony. Remember, this is available until July 2026. So play it as soon as you can. So Royo's words shock Vivi, and an unfathomable terror storms that can't talk tonight. And an unfathomable terror storms the Alexandria skies. There we go. Move to location. We're setting it as priority so we can see the markers on the minimap. I glanced at the wiki. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up here. Not that you can see it, but...
Your voice.
I glanced at the wiki, and as of today, it looks like Chapter 4 has 12, over 20, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 16, 19, 20, 23, 20, almost 30 steps. Now, one of the things you might not realize with YouTubers, we have the ability in our descriptions, we can put like a little time code and it'll jump to that spot in the video. And so I usually do that and it'll be like, head to Parsifal Palace, and you click on that and you jump to that step in the quest. It does take a little while. It's actually one of my least favorite things to do when uploading videos. I'm like, yay, I got this video, I want to release it. And then I have to spend like 30 minutes like tracking down exactly what point in time in the video this step happens and stuff like that. So some of the previous chapters, it's pretty much like walk 5 steps, click the red icon, then watch the scene, then walk 10 steps and click the red icon again. So if I get a string of those, I might just kind of, instead of doing every single quest step, I might just link to every like 3 or 4 whenever there's like a long period of time, because let's face it, no one is watching this walkthrough to find out how to head to Elzion when all you have to do is click on the map and click on Elzion. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how much in the description I put. But that said, if you are new to my walkthroughs, if you open up the description on YouTube, you can click straight to the step that you might be having trouble with. And I also tend to edit out cutscenes, so that way my 3-hour-long videos get shrunk down to a mere 2-hour-long. And it also kind of sort of prevents some spoilers. Yes, I do. I mean, you probably aren't watching the walkthrough, if you weren't prepared for spoilers, but, at least if there's like a really cool action scene or something, you can still get that enjoyment because it has not been spoiled. All right, see, I'm just following the little red icon right now. Come on. Alright. Alright, to the underground. So anyway, if you are... Is this the final? Nope, still more. If you are looking for like secret passages, how to get to a chest, how to solve like a puzzle, feel free to skip to that part of the video. If you're just trying to figure out how to defeat a boss, which I'm looking at the wiki, looks like we might have 2 bosses coming up, and both don't have a page yet, so I don't have any knowledge about what these bosses are like. But if you're struggling on a boss and need some help, then, okay, here we're probably... Oh, whoa, there's a treasure chest over there. I do get easily distracted. If I was a kid, I'd probably be diagnosed with ADHD at some point. Alright, yep, here's the starting point. So anyway, if you're looking for tips on how to defeat a boss, you know, skip to that part of the video. I'm not making any money off of these. I'm just doing this for fun. So, you know, get what you want out of the video and move on with life. And speaking of moving on with life, let's move on to Chapter 4, A Tale of the Planet and Time. And here's the first cutscene I'm going to edit. Quest accepted. And an active time event right away. Alright, I'm unable to switch maps. Alright, good talk there, dude. Are there any other chests? What's that? Not a chest. And I can't go that way. Alright, well. Can't switch maps. Only one way to go. Alright, I've already explored this area, so I'm just going to beeline it straight for the quest marker. And scene. Alright, after those scenes, I can switch between maps. We are going faster to the castle town. If I can switch between maps, maybe I can just warp to the castle? Yeah, look at that. That would be faster. I have control, and I'm looking for Zidane. Oh, gotta wake him up. Alright, we got Zidane at 5 stars now. Because he faced his feelings. Alright. Let's pause from protecting the town. And let's check this out. Alright. Yes, I have all the scrolls. No, I'm not sorry for it. Alright, level 80. We gain some new skills. Okay, when not in another force, he knocks himself out to restore everyone else, clear statuses, remove debuffs. It's kind of nice. When in another force, he attacks twice. That seems eh. Alright, in trance, he attacks 3 times and removes any buffs. That's kind of nicer. Alright, the other skill, Lucky 7. Oh, 77%, 77%. Oh, good thing it's not lucky 67. Oh my gosh. 10 years from now, y'all are watching this video going, what is he talking about? But those of you right now, particularly if you're around teenagers, you know. Alright, turn count increased for up to 7 turns worth of buffage. And if the last digit is a 7 of the current HP, not max HP, attack count is increased 7 times. Huh. So if you happen to get lucky and get a max HP that happens to end in 7, as long as you stay at max HP, he could hit 7 times with a wind slash attack. That's kind of nice. Entrance. Ooh, that's a bigger buff. Ignores target defenses. That's always nice. That means it counts when it lands the hit and does all the math. The defense is equal to 0 in the math. And that could last 9 whole turns. And doesn't say anything about if the hit points end in a 9, so I guess there's no 9 hit attacks. That might be a little too extreme. Okay. What's his hit points right now? Looks like it would end in a 3 if it was right now. That said, if you want to take advantage of that, there is gear out there that adds to your health, so you might be able to manipulate it and try to get that 7 as your last digit. So, if you are newer to the game, you have access I don't want to say super early, but tempered rings. Every 1 point you put in there, I think, gives like 50 health or something. So that, yeah. There might be some earlier stuff. If you're not sure, you can always just click on details and kind of scroll through. If it does not have a symbol, it won't do anything. But if there's like a little symbol here, it has some type of benefit. See? No benefit. Benefit. So you just look around and see if anything. See, there's Sea Drake Ring. Hit points. And looks like it's about 210. It seems like, oh, probably because of the +1. So, well, anyway, good luck with getting lucky 7s. And before we make the same mistake as in Chapter 3, let's go back to the water team. We are on Master difficulty, and there's enemies about. Alright, next step is, what were we doing? Probably just defending the town. Looks like it. Oh, we get to do a little fight. Look like just trash mobs. Alright, so sprinting raid is her preemptive. Not preemptive. Not preemptive. Not preemptive. Okay. And optional active time event. Why I fight and my very first friend. Alright, looks like Steiner and Beatrix. It was a very short active time event. Alright, my very first friend. Talking about Vivi, maybe Puck? Oh yeah. Not so sure Puck counts as human. Alright, so that's what's going on right now. Let's head to the next quest marker. Do we get to fight some more stuff? Alright, next step is protect the square. Alright. So far, fairly straightforward. Just as I was thinking, running around clicking red quest icons. Alright. Following that, how cute. Alexandria protecting Alexandria. Looks like we're gonna go maybe fix up the town a little bit while we're waiting for Sid to come visit. Alright. And here we go. Alright, we are headed to Elzion and an optional active time event. He looks a little creepy when laughing. It's kind of scary, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so brief scene, creepy laugh, and we were headed to Elzion. So this is one of those examples I was mentioning at the start of the video, where normally I would have like every single step linked. Do you really need help clicking on the map and going to Elzion? And then running over and clicking that, you know, so I might skimp a little bit on the steps this time around. Let's see what's going on. Sebastian. Alright, on the way to Sebastian's, and I'm sure we have an active time event of Vivi checking out the future. that was quick. Alright. Sebastia's house. Theta District, right? I guess I could have warped to Sebastia's lab and just exited and gone back in, but... Oh, there we go. Very short scene. Basically, Royo's not here, so let's go to Ishtar's. Click, click, click. And Ishtar's. At least the steps are fairly fast. Alright, on to Route 99. Apparently Vivi got lost exploring. Alright. Shortcut time. Map. Industrial ruins. Exit industrial ruins. Pick up Sparkly. And quest marker. Come on, Vivi, you're level 80. You can nuke that thing. Thunder magic. Alright, we have a plan. And it started raining. And Baku's advice. Alright. And we were going... I already forgot the next step. Quests in progress. We are headed to Alexandria Castle. Alright. Through here. North. Yes, I do. I wonder if we have to go all the way up to the bedroom again. Oh, maybe not. I have control. We're going to go to Parsifal Palace. I honestly forgot Ratchet even existed. That would be Antiquity. Oh. Alright. Right here. Alright. Zidane has a little present.
I am.
And we are headed to the
Just
classroom.
a piece of what we call now.
Alright, I think the classroom was north. Yes. Been a while since I've been in there. Alright. Look for the boy. Well, pretty sure I know where the boy is. I remember the first time I came here, though. That horror right there. Coastal Feed. I remember actually having some trouble against that horror. And made it a point to avoid it. Maybe it's because it was absorbing all my attacks. Alright. Glint Purge is crystal.
Enough.
There we go.
Sorry, gotta go sharpen my swords.
Alright. Next step. Do we get to rescue the boy from some monsters or something? Oh, or Vivi's gonna have a heart-to-heart. Monsters. Alright, looks like we're done in Antiquity. We're headed back to the castle, and Vivi's magic is meant to basically overload the sword. So Gaia, castle. No, we have to walk all the way to the castle. Would have been nice just for a warp point for the outer castle, but I guess it's not that long of a walk. Alright, here we go. Alright, we got Devoted Queen, Garnet, and her 5-star. And I was going to say a haircut. Go Garnet. Alright. Oh, guess we'll wait a minute to level her. I always like how the very last thing they say in the cutscene is where they're going next. So let's head to the Black Mage village. Oh yeah. And Dagger has awakened. Oh, look at that, short hair. It suits her. Alright. Ability board. Oh. Missed a skill earlier. Either that or it was locked behind her becoming the queen. Alright. Oh, must have unlocked when we got Rama. Alright. Looks like a single hit all enemy attack. Ah, it applies pain, so we have a pain setter now. Alright, new skills. Life. Oh, she gets a revive. Oh, a little tired. I guess it is past midnight. Alright, so she revives knocked out allies. Don't know if it applies to the back line or not, but it restores half their health. Alright. to all allies, restores a large amount of health, restores statuses, and provides status immunity. Nice. Kiraga. Alright, so of this series, Kiraga would be the best. Actually, let's put Rama in that spot in case we want to do an AF blast and she's in the team. Life, probably not necessary. We don't need float either. So let's Kiraga. And let's equip Shell, because as long as she has more than half of her MP, she'll cast Protect and Shell together. So this will give us Protect and Shell, status immunity and healing, and something to attack with. I like that setup. Alright. Like that hair too. Alright, whoops. Let's go back to the water team before we make that mistake again. And we were going to the Black Mage Village. If you take time off of pretty much any quest, you go to quests in progress, it will, the current step you're on is right there, and there's a move to location button. So sometimes you can just warp straight to where you need to go. Alright, to the Chocobo Shack. Alright, looks like we need to get to the Forgotten Continent, and we'll do that by going to the hideout. Before we do that, I want to run back to the Chocobo, see if there's anything else. Yes, Kawaii. I guess that's it. In college, that was when Final Fantasy VII was released, so again, dating me, and I had one of my fraternity brothers kept calling them Chockaboo, which looked really weird. I had to stop and think exactly how he pronounced it, and he had kind of a southern drawl, so he's like, and there's a Chockaboo that we gotta take care of. And it was, the rest of us were very confused. I really hope that's not the pronunciation, the official one. Pretty sure it's Chocobo or a Chocobo, but not Chockaboo. Alright, we are going to the hideout, so... Oh, that's right, it's a little separate area. It is in the future, after all. Next. Alright. Look around the continent. That's pretty much what I always do when I have access to a new area. So we are going to look around and we are going to avoid going towards the quest marker. I'm kind of expecting maybe a chest or two. Oh, apparently there's a Moogle. That is not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for Atla. Yeah, I want male too. I want to find this Atla Moogle. So what I'm doing, I'm just basically trying to uncover the continent at the moment. I wonder if that's anything or just decoration. Kind of looks like just decoration, maybe. chests yet. Looks like a path there. Does it just loop around? I guess you can go over the rocks. Alright, well, let's go back south to see if there's... see if there was anything... I guess I've already been that way? Yep. Okay. It's a little weird to navigate using a mouse. Is that a chest? That is a... oh, two chests. One in the water. And some scrolls. Okay. How do we get the one in the water? Well, my only thought is maybe there's a spell or an upgrade of some kind that will allow us more mobility, or maybe the chocobo will fly eventually. Either way, that might be for after Chapter 4, some of the post-game content. I mean, I guess there could also be like a lever or something that raises some land. Alright. Here's a chest. 400 jewels. Oh, and I can cross over. And there's a Moogle. Not the one I want. I'm assuming they all sell the same stuff, right? With the Mage shop? Oh, new wares? Oh, there are a few new items. Alright, well, let's explore the rest of this area. Fairly big continent, but there's like no towns, there's no caves. Feels a little empty compared to Final Fantasy type exploration. There's a landmass down there. You can kind of see it right there in the mini-map. Is that everything? I think we've opened up just about as much as we can. So I guess if you just simply want to advance the story, there's not much else here. So if you don't care about a few treasure chests, you can probably just go straight to the next step. Alright, we're finally in the ship. We have Sid and Baku as an optional active time event. Wait, did Baku stow away? Sure enough. Oh, maybe he didn't stow away. Oh, two old friends reminiscing. Alright, and I see a treasure chest right away. See? Okay. Oh, what's this? I just noticed the icon. Oh, synthesis. Alright, if you're collecting gear, here's some more Final Fantasy IX gear to get. Alright, let's see. Sprinting raid is selected. Sprinting raid is executed.
You have my appreciation.
Alright. So, new maps. I do my best to uncover every nook and cranny, look for hidden chests, look for hidden passages. So if that does not interest you, because sometimes it takes a little while with all the random encounters. That's a cool looking model. Feel free to skip ahead in the video to whatever you need. Defeat my first synth human. Pretty sure I've defeated synth humans previous to this. Alright. Obviously we're meant to go that way, so I'm going to try and avoid that area.
Any requests?
Verdanta is definitely making this easy. Another chest with some scrolls. Can I walk past it? Yes, I can. Alright, there's a horror here. Probably means there's some type of treasure. Alright. Oh, there's a little silver. Additional move when remaining hit points reaches 50%. Executes Flare Breath. That doesn't sound good. Alright, so Alright, so we have Sprinting Raid, which is Verdanta's preemptive. We'll just do he is the tank, he has a rage mechanic. This is the skill that activates it, so we'll go with that one. And then Finish Draco and Glace Misericord are just there because we don't know what to expect. If it doesn't have an HP stopper, Sprinting Raid so far has been killing everything, so let's see what happens. Alright, there is an HP stopper. There was the flare, but either didn't do any damage or caused a debuff or something. Huh. Okay, maybe I just missed the memo somewhere. The icons are smaller. I can see 8 buffs and debuffs now. Used to be 6, didn't it? Was that like a new patch thing? Okay, well. I don't see any debuffs. So I don't know what that flare attack tried to do, but
This ends.
we're done.
Shall we eat? Of course.
Ninja gear. Okay. Alright, let's see if that horror Machina Worm Arc Gaze was hiding anything. Yeah. It was. A stairway down. And some treasure chests that can't be unlocked from this side. Alright, I see another horror. Alright, high class scrolls. So if you're able to defeat the horror, you can come down and grab some scrolls at least. And I guess we'll be coming back there at some point.
Nice weapons you got there. Rest in peace!
Autumn came for them, like rain.
Alright, I think that's everything we have access to right now. Let's go downstairs and... Alright, so we're in this section of the hold. If you wonder why I'm running into walls, it's just to make sure there's not like a transparent wall or something.
Ye shall fall with haste.
There really hasn't been too many transparent walls that I can think of, but there's like rocks and stuff like that that you have been able to run around at various points in the game. Alright, security level C pass. I'm guessing at some point we either have to fight something or pick up a pass in a room. Alright, let's go down. I was about to say, I doubt they're going to stick a pass just in a random chest somewhere. And then I walked up to that random chest and I'm like, oh, I'm going to sound really stupid if they actually did that. Alright, let's beat up that whore.
Life trembles from fearful hearts.
Come here, little whore.
Can we ditch this gig?
Alright. Flare breath. The only thing I can think of is maybe flare breath
Take that!
tries to inflict some type of status attack. And I mean, I don't have every single skill of every single person memorized, but maybe there's something nullifying status attacks with this party. At least like the first status attack, not all status attacks. Alright, there's a chest back there. Oh, well, that was easy. It wasn't in a chest, but it was just kind of lying around. Their security is not that tight. Alright, going by Square Enix logic and another Eden logic, now that we have a C pass, we're going to enter all the C zones, and somewhere behind one of them is the security B pass.
Ye shall fall with haste.
Alright, we'll start with this one. And we get 1,000 gil. And that's it. I guess we'll check out the other C door here, and then go back to the first floor and check out the C door up to
Thy
there.
distance.
We fight as one. Barely even a battle.
Oh, this is... Oh, I thought I was about to enter a cutscene. Okay, well, before we go in there, let's go back to the first floor. Can we cheat and just... Yeah. Alright, let's check out this C door really quick. There's a B door. Another B door. This room's pretty long. More scrolls. This room is much bigger than I was expecting.
We fight as one.
Life is not ours to keep.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm gonna travel this path a little bit more And if I can backtrack, I might backtrack and go south. I usually try like complete one row, then complete one row, and complete one row. So this area down here is kind of bugging me.
Nice
Fortunately,
weapons
it's
you
not
got
like
there.
the trash mobs are really any difficult, so.
Die!
So if you have a Verdanta or a Cesta or Izuna, any of them, they should be totally capable of doing this. Nope, treasure chest. I skipped. Came all this way for 500 gil. Good job, Crono.
Nice
But
weapons
we know.
you got there. Rest in peace!
Shall we eat? Of course, your treat.
Alright. Let's go kill ourselves another horror. Yep, there's a C. Is the B pass behind here? No, but a Moogle is. You are still not the one I'm looking for. Oh, he wants me to deliver a letter. I thought it was one at a time. Oh, well, I probably should have been checking the Magnet with the others this whole time. Oops. Okay, don't do what I did. Anytime you see a Moogle, just click Magnet, and you might have more than one letter at a time. Okay. Hi there, horror.
A roar does not a bite make.
Nails here!
So, I'm just kind of ballparking. Finished Draco is doing 6 million and 9 million per hit. So 6, 12, 18. And then another about 30 million. So that was like 48 million in damage. And that was from the 50% mark. So this thing probably actually has a lot of health. If that was 50 million, a master difficulty horror is probably pushing at least 1 billion. But as you can see, I'm knocking out 3 billion per hit with Verdanta, so that's why it really hasn't been an issue. But if you don't have that kind of firepower, that's what you're facing. I don't like to plug pools, but Verdanta's banner, as of this recording, is at the top. Yep. The free banner has 21 days left. The odds are not in your favor. You have basically a 98% chance of being very, very disappointed. But if you can pull her, Stellar Awakened, she is incredible. Alright, more scrolls. And the furthest possible place is the B pass. Well, I still haven't seen any A doors, so I don't know if there is an A pass or not, but alright, and this loops us around. And we get defense gloves, Final Fantasy IX gear. Alright, let's check out what's behind this door. Central Command. Should we be here right now? The quest marker was taking us somewhere else. Okay, I'll tell y'all what. First, let's run down there and use the B card for those treasure chests.
Ye shall fall with haste.
And then, why don't we go ahead? That's a weird little graphic model. Okay. So let's go check this area out. Then we'll go back to that central command room and just play around in there, see if we're even supposed to be there. Oh, this didn't require a B door. This, maybe if we go through central command and disable this, then we can access those chests. You want to bet that's what we're supposed to do? Alright, so if this is boring you, if you don't care, just skip ahead. Because I don't know how long that room is going to take to figure out. There were a few red question marks. I don't know if those are puzzles or what, so... Alright, so first thing, I'm just going to uncover the map. And get very annoyed at the zombies that are hindering my progress. Alright. There's the security level A pass. A pass. This area might be shorter, unless we can actually get the A pass in here. Alright, horror time.
Ugh, finally a challenge. Die!
Actually using up mana with these horrors.
This ends here.
Alright. A pass? Oh, B pass. "12 scrolls. Probably the exit. This probably loops around, yes. And is that an A pass? Ah. A blueprint we can use to get in? So do we have to like steal some blueprints and then
Keep thy
make a
distance.
pass?
We fight as one. Die!
Life is not ours to keep.
Hey, look at that. I mean, Aldo's amazing. I wouldn't be staring at a security door and go, I wonder if there's a blueprint, just to find out. There, sure enough, is a blueprint, and just a few steps away. Now that I have the blueprint, though, where do I take it? Spirit badge. B? Oh, is this the room with... I thought it was the room with the chests. I don't think I need to be here quite yet. Unless there's like a blueprint thingy. Alright. Another A. Connector.
On your mark, set, now!
Did she say on your mark, set, mail? I mean, I know she's a mail delivery person, but... Okay. Let's think for a second. I have a blueprint. And then continuing on, there's a way to go down here. So maybe I use the blueprint somewhere here. What was in here again? Oh, there's something shiny. Observation deck blueprint. Alright. Did I go in here before? I guess not. I'm uncovering things on the map. Question, do I continue the storyline or do I keep searching? Alright, we're back in the hold.
Your voice. My heart.
I didn't think this icon was here. I thought it was somewhere else. This place is confusing me a little bit.
On your mark, set, now!
I do remember that being there. Well, I guess that's always been there, and I'm just... It is almost 1 a.m., but I don't feel tired. Okay. And that was just a door that was not able to be opened, so I guess we'll go ahead and see what the next step is and go from there. Because I hate leaving things unfinished. But it could be the key is just something past a step. Alright. I have control. We are searching for Kuja and the others. Here's another A. Alright, so I'm going to backtrack and just see if I can find the A pass. And I'm not... I thought I did a pretty thorough job searching the ship already. You know what, I'm going to go down one more time and just see if there's another cutscene. Yep. Alright, unable to switch maps for a while. Well, what I was saying about backtracking and looking to see if I could figure out if security card A was even something I could access right now. Can I walk backwards? Nope. But I guess I'll have to play through this first. Automatic cutscene. Alright, we are going further down the path. I guess we're exiting this room. Where does it say we are? Oh, it doesn't have a title. Alright, well, next. Oh, this is possibly bad. It's not like I've really geared him. Alright, there's really no reason to do rage. The damage barrier would be nice. Let's do power break. Oh, that took a decent amount of damage. Now we can go ahead and do dark side and get a damage barrier going. Oh yeah, the blood sword heals him back, doesn't it? Okay, I feel a little better now. Dark side, attack, heal. And did that wipe him out? Yep. So I guess if you don't have Steiner leveled, that might be more of a challenge. Alright, looks like I have control. Go to the area through the door. Nope, nothing passed, so click. Alright, looks like I have control and I can switch maps. Good, good, good. Head to the deepest part of the arc. Alright, looks like another A door. And I still have these blueprints and I really don't know what to do with them.
Any requests?
Alright, we got sprinting raid. Oh, we're healed back up. Nice. I wasn't sure if I had to leave the ship and restore my MP or not. Alright, what are you? Ah. Cool. Alright, so this is manual. The device can send information to the past and recalculate the floor's interior present. Ah, okay. So it's kind of like shifting walls or floors or roots or whatever. Only possibly in a more permanent way. Alright, so I don't know how long this is going to take. I do like to explore a lot. Oh, there's another blueprint. So if this part... I don't know what the end result is. If we get any gear, any items, achievements, or if we're just... Maybe this is part of the required stuff. I don't know. Bad security blueprint. Neat. Can I go further? Nope. So... But if this doesn't interest you and you just care about whatever fights or whatever's coming up, skip ahead. I'm not going to hurt my feelings. I just want to find the security A pass. Alright. Bye-bye bombs.
I cannot lose, after all.
Alright. I guess we have to get the A pass to move on. Alright, so do we go down? Do we go up? Do we modify the ship? Well, let's see what's up. Alright, so this is back basically at the beginning. Let's see what's down. Oh yeah, we already went down. It is late in the morning, or early in the morning, I guess. It is 1:10 a.m. Alright. So we have 3 blueprints, at least,
I thunder
to mess with.
and banish shadow.
So why don't we just go in order? We'll start with bad security blueprint. Alright, that's a little clue, I guess. Okay. The floor has transformed to reflect the forwarded data. So that was this area, right? I don't see any difference. Was it supposed to do something? Or maybe we need all the blueprints? Well, let's see what Captain's Quarters does. Alright. Does that open up a passage?
Keep thy distance.
Of course, the bombs would appear right when I'm about to see if I can walk forward.
Sorry, gotta go shop.
Kind of looks like there's some poles there, though. Oh, nope. Alright. Can I walk past? Well, I guess I don't need the A card to get to the next step. Observation deck. Yeah, okay. So that would be this way. So I guess it only modifies that room. Kitties! I got this overwhelming, like, back when you go to the Phantom Crystal Dimension and you hit the cat room. You get excited because you get 20 stamps and some light and shadows. But this is less interesting. Alright. Genji armor. Oh, it's among the best armor in the game in the Final Fantasy series. I guess that would go on Steiner. Oh, whoops, wrong. Genji armor. Yep, jumps a lot of stats pretty high, particularly defense and endurance. Yep. What does body temperature do? Yep, resistances. Okay. Is there anything else in here? Alright, well, I am going to go backtrack and see if I can find this A pass. If that does not interest you, just skip ahead in the video to the point where we fight whatever is coming up next. Alright, so we are back basically at the beginning. Alright, synthesis, don't care about. We want to stay on the ship. Alright, so the part of this is also me refreshing my memory. I don't think there was anything here aside from that guy. We'll make one quick loop just to make sure. And I forgot to switch my team. Oh, that worked. Alright. Water team. And when you run, you really backtrack. Alright. Not really seeing anything.
Keep thy distance.
We fight as one.
Alright, so that's not going to help us at all.
Still not out there? Oh, that's right.
Alright, this was Central Command with some A rooms. And what else was there? Those paths. That was the dead end path with the chests. Well, let's go ahead and search through this room. What was this? Top level deck, A required, A required, A was required. What I'm a little worried about is that,
Life is not ours
worried
to
isn't maybe the right word, but
My appreciation.
maybe the A pass isn't something we can get. Oh, I have the security pass. That's probably what I was going to say was I'm worried that we have to like finish chapter 4 and then come back. But I have the security pass and we have a blueprint we can use to find our way. So that means if we return to the room, let's try the bad security one, because we're trying to get a security pass anyway, right? And this one, it distorted, but it didn't seem to do anything. Alright, so let's go back.
I will show you how we fight in the north. Rest in peace.
Life is not ours to keep.
Alright, let's head back there and see if that did anything. Nope. Darn. Okay. Oh, that was my best guess.
Keep thy distance.
We fight as one.
Let's see, the captain's quarters
actions
created
have meaning.
the little link to the... where's this go? Card collection? Two cards around town? And he has a treasure. He said around town. I guess that'd be the castle town? Is that something we can even do right now? He's probably not holding on to security card A. I think we have to use those blueprints somehow for that. I guess I need to collect some cards.
Any requests?
Rest in peace!
Shall we eat? Of course, your treat.
Alright. I guess when you change the floor plan, only one is affected. It's still showing that little thing is green. So we had to do something. Alright, Captain's Quarters created that link. Observation deck blueprint. Oh, that's right, that created the stairs. And that was the only thing it did. Bad security blueprint. It has to be doing something. What? Oh, you know what? That little thing disappeared. There was something right here, and it went away. Is that all it did? Alright, still gone.
On your mark, set, now!
I cannot lose, after all.
Well, the only other thing I can think of is moving on with the quests and just seeing if it leads us to another area. Because I am at a complete loss as to how to get security card A. It says I use a blueprint to get to it, but See, that thing is there again. And that disappeared with the bad security blueprint. So I guess the only other thing I can think of is that somewhere else one of these disappears and provides access. Alright. See, it's gonna disappear. Yep, it's gone. Was that purple dot always there?
Any requests?
Die! Barely even a battle.
Alright, this would have been the purple dot. Does this go somewhere different then? No? I wonder if this area is now open. That's the only other thing I can think of. Watch this be something really, really simple that I'm just completely overlooking.
Ye shall fall with haste. Autumn came for them, like rain.
Whoops, did not mean to go down there.
On your mark, set, now! Die!
Shall we eat? Of course, your treat.
And this is still here. Okay, guys, I really don't know. No clue where to get Security Pass A. So now I could look it up on the wiki, or just move on with life and not worry about it.
Next on my route is...
As casual as I am a completionist, so I'm going to pause for a second and look at the wiki and see if I can find anything about it. 1 second. Okay. So, here's a room, there's the little thing for the blueprints and stuff, and using the captain's quarters blueprint, it allowed me access to there. So I thought if I kept going, I'd either be fighting the commander or fighting Kuja or whatever, progressing the story. Apparently not. Apparently, that is the way to get Security Pass A. And the source of this information, because obviously I did not come up with it on my own, so I glanced at the wiki and the steps in the wiki, and it said nothing about this. So then the next step was I went to YouTube and just typed in Another Eden Security Pass A and Another Eden Player, and that's actually their YouTube name, Another Eden Player, all one word.
Just a
They
piece of what we
have
call now.
some Another Eden videos, and one of them posted about a week ago
Just a
is
piece
how to get
of what we call
past
now.
Security A. We go up the ladder, and there it is. All that running around. That's all we had to do. So thank you so much, another Eden player. I appreciate the fact that you took the trouble to go ahead and post that video, because it was driving me nuts and I was trying to decide, am I just sleep deprived? It's 1:30 in the morning right now. I'm running around back and forth trying to figure all this stuff out. Hey, let's just use security pass A. Alright. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to all the A's, see what is hidden behind them, if anything. And then we'll move on and fight the commander or Kuja or whoever it is we're going to fight. Alright, let's think. Were there any other A's? I want to say there were. In the command room area. Oh. Alright, following that scene. Let's see what we can see with pass A now. Alright, Central Command. I guess we've already seen everything. What was that B? That's right, that came down. So I'm usually pretty good with like mental maps and connecting things. And again, maybe it's just because it's so late. Well, I guess early in the morning. I'm just having trouble kind of keeping up with my mental map of this ship. Seems like I'm running around in circles way more than I need to be. I definitely apologize. Alright, that didn't have an A. I definitely apologize for taking so long in the Riftbreaker arc. So if you've been watching this whole time, there's an A. Thank you. I hope it hasn't been too boring.
On your mark, set.
It's a lot of
Now!
some random, another Eden player stumbling along trying to figure out where to go. That has to be entertaining for an hour, right? Alright, I do remember this room. Mistaken elevator blueprint. Oh, that was convenient. Alright. Mistaken elevator blueprint. What does it do? Okay. Maybe it'll bring me to some really cool treasure.
Any requests?
Did mine actions have meaning?
Alright, so this allows us here, so we don't have to use that blueprint. Alright. Where's this mysterious elevator going to take us? Kaiser helm, money, and a hammer. And these were the treasure chests behind this. Yay, I think that's everything here now. I don't remember seeing any chests that I wasn't able to access. So let's be done with this place. Let's move on to whatever the next step is. Let's see, we're going down to there.
your mark, set, now!
Did mine actions have meaning?
Let's see. I know I'm going to edit out the cutscenes. It's 1:40. I think I started playing around 10:30. So it's been over 3 hours so far, and we're still not done. It looked long. Alright. This guy has the feel of a boss fight. Maybe we'll take on the commander? How's my MP looking? Good enough, I guess. Alright, well. We're either going to fight Commander or Kuja or someone, so let's see who we're going to beat up, hopefully. Alright, well, it is a boss fight. Kuja, Angel of Death. I figured we'd take on the Commander first and then Kuja. I didn't really expect to kind of sort of be doing them together. Alright, let's see. Chaos Bringer. Power and intellect down. It has 2 life points. It reduces some damage. Speed down. Oh, that's... yeah, that's Elzion's. Alright. So let's play it this way. We're gonna burst right off the bat. We'll get in a Glint Purge, Frost Blossoms, improve water type attacks, and apply Rage. Then we'll do the 2s, though I guess he has Bind, so he won't be able to do his shield. And then we'll do the 1s, if we have enough time. So all 3s, all 2s, all 1s. Even if we don't get to the 1s, we'll at least have some buffs and debuffs set up. 3, 3, 3, 3. 2, 2, 2, 1. Alright. We were able to pull off a finished Draco. And it looks like we got down 1 life. Oh look, it drains the another force gauge. Oh, that worked out. So if on turn 1 you don't blow the AF gauge and you manage to reduce his health, you're going to lose it anyway. Alright, so turn 2. Let's go ahead and get the shield going. I know I cast both of those. Actually, first things first, we need to check debuffs. Alright, it looks like Kuja did not clear his debuffs. Good. Alright. We're going to apply shield. Leer to Zona. Start doing some more slash resistances. Let's try a blue ice flare and just see how much damage that pulls off. And I don't think we really need the break. Though the user's intellect might be nice to stack. Let's go ahead and finish Draco though. We have a weak point going, so at least slice off some damage there. Alright, blue ice flare. Wow. Verdanta is just amazing. She's still going. She already knocked off the life point in the first hit. Alright, both life points are down. Extermination mode. That doesn't sound good. Alright, got the shield going. This is my 3rd turn. So that means it's my final turn of Awakened Water Zone. Does he still have Rage? Yes. guess he can just attack. Because all of these are like, you know, 3-turn type buffs and everything, so attack. Oh, screw it, let's do another Blue Ice Flare. It seems to be working so far. And another Finished Draco, why not? There's 2 hits. Jeez, Verdanta. That's... You know, I've been playing this game a long time. This is a master difficulty boss. And Verdanta basically just wipes him out. 3 turns, 3 hits from Verdanta, the fight is over. I don't know what types of evil things he does aside from bind. So, I'm sorry if you don't have Verdanta or someone similar like maybe Sesta can pull this off. But, I hope that helps. I guess if you got Verdanta, congratulations, you got an I win button. Alright, let's see what's going on now. Alright, following that, leave the village and go on a journey. How nice. And I see the end quest symbol. So let's go ahead and do that. And quest complete. They're going on another journey. Alright, another dungeon Riftbreaker arc has been unlocked. I should get some stones for finishing everything up. I can travel to Prime Vista, Astral Archive. Alright. So So we'll do a little follow-up, kind of look at all this stuff. There's my stones. Alright. First things first, there's a campaign going on. For completing this, CP is campaign, you get 1,000 Crono stones. And I believe notices campaigns. You must finish before January 31st, 2026 to get those 1,000 Cronos stones. So yay. Okay, if you finish before December 30th, which is in about a little more than 2 weeks from this recording, you get lone encounters. So that means if we go to records, go to story, you will see the word get and 3 tickets right there. Click it, and you get 3 lone encounter tickets. Now what I don't know, I do not know if those lone encounter tickets expire on the 30th, or you just simply have to get them by the 30th, and then you can just hold on to them forever. If you're not familiar with lone encounter tickets, it's basically a chance to get pretty much any character in the game. Chances are very high for the 3-star characters, and of course chances are very low for the 5 stars. Nothing will come Stellar Awakened, but if you pull a character that can be Stellar Awakened, you will increase their Awakening gauge by 1. Remember, you need 3 out of 3 to fully Stellar Awaken someone. So, there are no rate ups or anything like that, and I'm pretty sure that the list is fixed. It's not like if a new character comes out in the next 2 weeks, they'll be added to the list. So with that in mind, let's see who I get. 3 free pulls. Silver Door. I honestly expected 3 3-star characters. Nakia. Never really used her, but... Ticket number 2. Zilva. No extra shadow for him. And final ticket. No gold doors. We get Yazuki. I honestly expected a few sisters or things like that, knights, so I guess that's better than some pools. Hopefully yours are better. I got my 1,000 stones, almost up to 10,000 free stones with the anniversary looming. Alright, next. Awards. We killed some horrors, we killed some new enemies, we killed some things 20 times, so we get some of those stones. We completed the story, and that's right, we awakened Zidane and Dagger. Man, that feels so long ago now. That was a long chapter 4, so there's a small collection of stones just for playing the game. Alright, next, if you have tomes unlocked, I forget what chapter this starts at, but if you have gotten far enough, we have a new book, Book of the Eternal Ruler, under the episodes and symphonies. Usually the most recent book is at the end. I don't know about you all, when I first open it up, it takes forever and then pops up, so. Alright, we have 4 faraway fantasy star charts. 4? Does that mean I can awaken all 4 of them? That can't be right. I'm pretty sure you can get some from like super bosses and stuff. Alright, so the pledges that I completed: raise Zidane to level 60, Steiner, Vivi, and Dagger to level 60. And clear main story chapter 26. So if you just simply play the game and keep going through chapter 26, you will get those 4 fantasy star charts, which should Stellar Awaken at least one of the characters, if not more. Alright, next. Raise Zidane's light level to 20. And I already have him at 16, and you get 4 more star charts. Defeat Riftbreaker Arc Horror. Well, we killed several of them already. Zidane must be in the party. We do that, and we get a weapon, which I'm guessing is probably for Zidane. And the horrors usually appear in the another dungeon, so I could just run out and do that really quick. And then defeat 10 Riftbreaker Arc enemies. It doesn't specify which ones, and Zidane does not have to be in the party. And that gives you 30 Murmur scripts and 10 Prayer scripts. Good for newer players that might not have a huge collection of that. Okay, so all of those are pretty doable. The only one that might take a little bit of time, particularly if you're new, is raising light levels. And what you have to do, you have to form a party that has the character in it, in this case Zidane. If you go to the space-time rift and go here, you have access to a bunch of another dungeons. Yours may or may not look like this because I've pretty much uncovered all areas. But if you go to Future, Riftbreaker Arc is there. And it looks like a green key will let you do hard mode, and a red key will let you do very hard. These are not the same difficulty levels as like that master difficulty, veteran, expert, etc. Very hard, if your team is level 70 or higher, you should ideally be okay in there. Very hard dungeons are also the ones that drop things like treatises, opuses, stuff like that to side grade your characters. And it's completely random what drops. So if you're trying to collect certain treatises, pretty much any red key dungeon has a chance of dropping them. So Riftbreaker Arc is new. That's now a bad one to go to. And if you have Zidane or probably Garnet, Steiner, and Vivi in your party, if you run Riftbreaker Arc, at the end of the run, there's a chance someone's light or shadow points increases. So basically, if you need to get to 20 for the Astral Archive, throw Zidane in your party and run hard and very hard dungeons over and over and over and over again. Eventually, his light points should go up. The wiki says that hard mode, there's a 10% chance of light and shadow points increasing, and very hard 20% chance. And I've been keeping up with data this year, and it's pretty close to accurate. So in my case, I just usually run very hards over and over and over again. And eventually the light points go up. That only works for free characters, though. There are no dungeons that will raise Eva's points, Verdanta's, Elzion's, or Dunrith's. They are all gotcha characters. The only way to raise those is through like Luring Shadow or Guiding Light points. If you wanted to, if you have collected some Guiding Light katanas, you could use those and get him to 20 points immediately. General rule of thumb, if you are a new player, don't use Guiding Lights and Luring Shadows on free characters like Zidane. He has a dungeon that does give him a chance to raise his points. Characters like Verdanta don't. So I have a farming party. I usually have like a really strong character like Verdanta or Sesta, Subami, AS, Flammopolis, etc. Someone that can run around and just kill things with one click. I usually have a few other characters trying to level up, and I usually have characters that I'm trying to get their light or shadow points up. My current key farming party, I have Ashtir in. I've been running Omegopolis, and so her light points have slowly been going up, and I've been running Riftbreaker for the red keys, And Helena gets free shadow points in the Riftbreaker, so I have her in the party for that. So I would recommend forming a very strong 4-person team, and then if you need Zidane, he was Wind Katana, I believe. You would throw Zidane in the reserves and just let him kind of leech any experience and every so often get a light point. So that's how I would tackle that one. Let's see, I had... let's see. It was Fists and Fire. Do this now before I forget. Alright, Ash Tear's back. Which, those of you coming in from Final Fantasy, we do have Chrono Trigger characters. Robo, Luca. Just, we're in an alternate timeline, alternate world. So this is kind of like an alt Luca and an alt Robo. And yes, we all are hoping fervently that Chrono Trigger will be an eventual collab as well. But I digress. So going back to the tomes, if you have this unlocked, raise Zidane's Light, I would throw him in the reserves and run the Riftbreaker arc another dungeon over and over and over again. Eventually he'll get to 20. Alright, let's check out these star charts. Why are we getting 4? Normally it's 3 star charts to awaken someone. Is it just 4 now? Right, receive wards. See, there's a way to get 1 single luring shadow for X users. Let's go to... Yep, passed him up. Alright, Dagger, Stellar. Alright, so I got 4. It only takes 3 to Stellar Awaken someone. So I guess there must be 3 sources of faraway fantasy star charts. You get 4 for basically... so 4, 8, 12, and there's 4 characters, so 3 per character is 12, so yeah, that's probably the case. Alright, so... in order to Stellar Awaken your Final Fantasy characters, you must have access to the Astral Archive. And again, I forget what chapter that appears, but once you do, I wonder if it clears, or I wonder if the Astral Archives appears with chapter 26. That might make sense. Well, anyway, clear chapter 26 of the main story, and you are guaranteed 4 fantasy star charts. Raise Zidane's light level to 20, and you get 4 more, so that's 8 out of the 12 that you need. And that's a relatively easy 8 to get. So that means you can probably choose 2 of these 4 characters to Stellar Awaken fairly early. If you're not sure which characters to Stellar Awaken, feel free to ask in Reddit, Discord, on my channel. I'm sure a lot of people have opinions. Obviously, I have not Stellar Awakened any of them, so I don't know which are, quote, best. But if you want to make your own decisions, which I always encourage you to do, look at the Stellar skill, see if that would be helpful, and then during a Stellar burst, basically your Stellar skills get a little, well, burst, a boost, I guess is a better way. So you can see the attack gets stronger, and then it's a buff to the entire team. All weapon users' damage improves by 50% during a burst. Vivi attacks all enemies and reduces their magic resistance, which means on the next attack it would be even more damaging. And during a burst, it's a really, really, really strong attack. It goes from 5 times strength to 40 times strength. But it only hits once. Dagger. An all-enemy magic attack again. It ignores defenses, and it applies break. And during a burst, it's really, really, really powerful. Oh, it's Bahamut. Imagine that. And then Zidane's skill, he attacks twice, but it's only on one enemy. If steel is successful, it can get stronger. And during a burst, is this right? It's a little unclear. All right. All right, I think this is the normal one. So during a burst, it still attacks twice. It doesn't seem to have a modifier. It restores just Zidane's health, and he automatically goes into trance mode, which means he will be stronger, he will crit no matter what, and learn skills change to Dine, whatever that does. Okay? And then in trance, it becomes Grand Lethal, which attacks 4 times, much stronger. It's a wind slash and a wind magic attack. So he does 2 different types of attacks at once. That's kind of neat. And if he uses it over and over and over and over again, it gets progressively weaker. So if you use it, for example, in a burst, if you can use trance skills in a burst, and you spam this one, you'll see that he gets weaker over time. There are other perks on the tree. Usually the lower left section is some type of enhancement. Top right, did I say lower right? I meant lower left. Top right is how you basically activate the stellar burst quicker. In his case, if you have 3 or more light allies in the front, he stores light power. So if he's storing light power and then the other characters are storing light power, even shadow power, then that stellar burst gauge fills up. And then the lower right, when you actually use the gauge, this is like a little perk that happens. So apparently when you do choose to burst, if the light power is greater than shadow, just Zidane gets an extra 20 power and 20 endurance for 3 turns. So, offhand, I don't know which of these stellar skills would be the most helpful. So that would be something maybe for some of my subscribers or people on Reddit, Discord, and stuff to be able to answer. I do tend to like things that ignore target defenses. And Steiner and Dagger have that. So I'd probably have to look at the rest of their tree and see if those are worthwhile. Alright, so we followed up, we checked out the tome. We have access now to a dungeon that grants light or shadow points just to these 4 characters. I actually saved 1 red key so I could test it out after I finished recording. And we got our loan tickets and used them and nothing happened. I think that about covers it. So, my only other thoughts, I really enjoyed this. I liked having 4 chapters to play with. I like the Final Fantasy series. It's one of my all-time favorites. And I do like 9. I wish I'd remembered it better because it has been decades since I last played it. But hopefully this also indicates that maybe a Final Fantasy IX remake or remaster or something is on the way. Once this was announced, there was a lot of speculation that maybe, just maybe, when this whole thing, let's see, does it say when it ends? I know it's like June or July 6th, I want to say. I would have expected it to be here somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. There you go. Duration. There's some and nothing official, and I don't have any connections to anyone, so speculation on my part, whatever you will. We're all kind of wondering if the July 6th date was chosen as the end date, because that might be around the time that Final Fantasy IX might have a release. So maybe if they are working on a remake or a remaster, it'll come in the summer of 2026. The only other thing they mentioned was that there was going to be some type of finale. So, Zidane was saying like, yay, I'm going to go on another adventure to find myself. There might be a follow-up chapter, a chapter 5, or there might be some type of event. Maybe we get Beatrix as a playable character. I don't know. Maybe even Kuja. So that would be something to look forward to. Whether or not that would happen on July 6th or before, maybe the finale event comes out in April or May or June. But it sounds like we're not quite done with the Final Fantasy IX crossover, and we definitely have some time to play around and enjoy it. So, speculation on my part. I liked the 4 chapters. I thought the arc, I don't know what happened to me about the Security Pass A, but that took way too long for my liking. So that part kind of drug on, but it wasn't like it was difficult or anything. Just, but overall, I liked the plot. I liked seeing the characters again. It brought back a lot of memories to when I was in grad school playing this, and I was very happy that they announced it, and I think they did it pretty well justice, another Eden style. So I hope you all enjoyed these chapters or are enjoying them currently, and I hope this video, as long as it's going to be, my gosh, has it been 4 hours since I started? There's going to be some heavy editing on this one. Well, I hope this video helps you. Casual Crono, signing out.